F you legal. Don't talk shit. Don't bend over.
Having the police show up at your residence with a search warrant and then go through your house can be one of the most stressful encounters that you will ever experience in your life. This video is all about assisting you in coping with this stressful encounter and coming out the end in as good a legal health as is possible. The first thing you need to do is be prepared. If you're a drug user or a cannabis user, if you grow cannabis on your property, or if you commonly engage in activities which push back against the man, then you should be prepared for what you will do if the police show up at your front door with a search warrant. If you live with a number of other people, then you should sit down together and consider this matter. Perhaps you'll want to look through this clip together, and then you'll be on the same page. The very first thing I'd like you to do is, if you live in a share house, then I'd like you to nominate one of the people within that share house to be the liaison, the person who talks to the police. Everyone in the house has to understand that one person will talk to the police, and only that one person, and that everyone else will shut up. Further, understand that when the police show up at your front door with a warrant, then it's not like in the pictures or on telly. You don't go through the search warrant with a fine-tooth comb, and then if there's something wrong with the search warrant, like a minor typo, then suddenly the police will abandon the search and run away. It doesn't operate like that. In Australia, if there's a minor typographical problem with the search warrant, if it's just an administrative problem, then it has no bearing. The search warrant is still valid. The first thing you want to do when the coppers come into your property and commence searching is to make sure that everyone who's on the property knows that the coppers are there. You don't want anyone taken unawares. Do not resist or hinder the police in their action, but on the flip side, don't make them feel like guests. I've seen on police tape so many times the residents of a house that's being searched being very chatty and nice to the coppers. Don't make them a cup of tea. Be icily polite. Only have one person talk to them. The police should understand, by your icy politeness, by your body language, that none of you want them there and they're unwanted intruders. You do not want them feeling comfortable. During the search, try not to leave any officer alone. If you have enough people in the house, then you should have one person with every officer. They should stand nearby. Do not get in the way of the search, but observe the search and be seen to observe the search. I'm not saying police officers plant evidence. I'm not saying police officers lie about what they see and hear, but who knows? It is possible. You be careful while the police are on your property and make sure you've got eyes and ears wherever they go. You do not want them seeing, hearing or finding things that aren't there. The single most important thing that you must remember while the police are searching your residence is to not make any admissions. Time and again, I've seen on tape where a police officer is wandering around a room or a backyard and they point to something or hold up something and say, "Whose is this?" And then one of the residents makes admissions. They say, "Oh, it's mine," or "It belongs to such and such." Remember, these people are trying to bust you. These questions are all about, do you want to shoot yourself in the head? When the coppers ask questions, politely decline to answer. One person speaks on behalf of everyone and nobody else says anything. When the police ask questions, you do not answer the questions. All they're trying to do is drag enough information out of you to bust you. Don't make it easy. Finally, after the police have finished their search, they will gather together any contraband that they've found, put it on a table, maybe in the kitchen or the lounge room, and they'll recommence quizzing everyone. At this point, remember what I've said. Don't answer questions. Do not make admissions. Only one person speaks on behalf of the group. Make sure the police understand that they're intruders and not guests. Then, if anyone is arrested or taken back to the station so as to be interviewed, then please watch on this channel the clip that has to do with how to get arrested. There are 3 golden rules that you must abide by when you're in the police station, in police custody, in a van, in fact anywhere near the coppers. You say nothing, you sign nothing, but you're compliant and polite to ensure that you don't give them an excuse to pile on any more charges. After the coppers have been through your place and searched through all of your gear and then dragged you down to the police station and charged you with various matters, the last thing that you're going to want to do is talk about it a great deal. You're going to want to go home, close the door and forget about it all. But I advise you not to. Now, while it's still very clear in your mind, is the time that you should seek out legal advice and put these matters before a lawyer. Tell them all about what happened. Who knows? The police may have made a misstep. There may be evidence that won't be admissible due to what they did in your house. Now, I really do hope that this experience is not one that you encounter. It truly can be soul-destroying. But if you follow the tips I've provided, then perhaps you'll come out the end in reasonable legal health.